trying a demo for a new game called Okami. Okami? I could be saying that completely wrong. So it's like a visual story game. It was made by the same developer as Death and Theology, which I played a demo of that a while back, and I'll include a link in the demo if you want to check that out. But I want to try this demo and see what this is all about. Well, this is it, isn't it? I pressed my palm against the counter, feeling its imperfection worn smooth by years of care. Every step in these halls, every creak in the floorboards, I've memorized them all. After tonight, none of it will belong to me anymore. Strange. I thought I'd feel sadder. I spent a lifetime here. Now I'm too old to take care of it. A Roiken without its keeper is just an empty house waiting to be forgotten. How many times have I cleaned these counters and mopped these floors, greeting guests who came and went like fleeting whispers? I wonder if I would ever find someone to walk these halls with me, not just pass through them. Someone who would wake up beside me every morning. But no one stayed. No one made an impression. I made my way towards the onsen, my knees protesting with every step. I should let myself enjoy my life more. A persistent thought haunted me, refusing to fade away, even in the quiet moments after the guests had departed. Did I live well? I spent my youth building this place, holding on to it with everything I had, and in the end, there was no one left to hold on to me. So that's the real regret. Well, it's too late to dwell on it now. I braced a hand against the wall as I pushed myself upright. My back cracks, but I forced myself to stand with a groan. But my foot slips. There's a moment of weightlessness, followed by a sharp crack as the back of my head meets stone. Then, cold. Water rushes over me, pulling at my limbs. My fingers grasp for an anchor, but meet only emptiness. As the world blurs and my vision tilts, I catch a glimpse of the stream swirling above, rising into a night sky that feels infinite and dark. Perhaps in another life. My head feels like someone's hosting a drum circle in there. I inhale, hoping to be greeted by the cozy scents of aged wood and warm sake, but instead, what is that smell? Salt, fragrant smoke, and sweet aroma of osmanthus? Instead of my dimly lit Roiken room, I see red, a bridge covered in mist. This isn't my Ryokan. A sharp chill sinks into my spine. I died, didn't I? The Red Bridge of Souls. I've heard the stories. A place between. A crossing for lost souls. And here I am on a bridge between a life already lived and whatever comes next. But why does everything sound so loud? I can hear whispers, low murmurs, and the occasional laughter. Seriously, my ears are starting to ache. Wait, ears? A creeping suspicion settles in. I lift my hands. Those aren't my hands, are they? My fingers are slender, smooth, sharp nails, sharper than I remember. Claws? My breath catches. I stare at my arms, my legs. No more wrinkles. No more gnarled knuckles. No more aching bones. Instead, I am youthful, glowing, radiant. Oh my! My jaw drops. I pat down my arms, firm. I press a hand to my stomach, flat. I trail lower. I trail higher. Oops. No way. My hands fly to my chest. They're perky? By the spirits above, I have breasts again. Perky, full. No sag, no back pain. This is a miracle. These are the breasts of a woman in her prime, not a retired Roykin owner who needed at least 2 layers of fabric and a prayer to hold them up before. But before I could fully appreciate this cruel miracle, something moves behind me. No. I turn my head slowly. A tail? A red furred tail sways behind me, wagging. Oh. My hands tremble even more, trying to make sense of everything. My skin, my tail, my lack of... Oh, I'm naked. I am bare as the day I was born, but with a tail, claws, and apparently some kind of breast enhancement. Oh no. A breeze rolls across the bridge, my entire, very exposed, freshly revived, nobody was supposed to see this body prickles. Stay calm, stay dignified, but of course there's no dignity left to be had. I crouch down, wrapping my arms around my knees and curling my hair around myself like I'm trying to create a makeshift modesty shield. But I am not alone. I hear footsteps. No, more like claw steps, followed by rustling robes and then something that sounds suspiciously like skittering. I do not turn to look. Absolutely not. I am not entertaining whatever fresh horror that was. A shadow looms behind me. A robed figure glides past, does a double take, and then slowly backs away. Another one, sporting a long serpentine tail, grins at me, showing off a mouthful of sharp teeth. I pretend I didn't see it. Okay, breathe. Red Bridge, spirits, the rules of death. And I am surrounded by spirits. Perhaps man-eating spirits? I will not make eye contact with anything that looks like it might eat me. Deep breath. Focus. I've handled rowdy nobles, drunken guests, and several matchmaking attempts. I can handle this. Alright, first things first, close. And then I figure out what in the world just happened to me. I push myself up, careful, composed, and new arrival, huh? Cute tail. Followed by a burst of laughter. I'd rather die again. Alright, steady. My fingers twitch and my instincts whisper, lower yourself, move gracefully, prowl. But no, my dear. I am a lady of refinement. I spent my life walking with dignity, grace, and a fair amount of back pain. I do not prowl. Come on, old girl. You've handled worse than this. I steel myself, back straight, chin up. Oh, no, too fast. Suddenly, gravity remembers I exist. The bridge vanishes, the lanterns blur, the night air rushes past me like a betrayal. Not this again. Water. Again, but this time it feels different. Seem to be breathing underwater. An improvement from earlier, but still an insult. Didn't I already drown today? I feel like I should get a free pass on the second one. But before I could decide to stay here out of sheer stubbornness, the water stirs. A hand grabs me with a firm grip that says, stop embarrassing yourself and get out of my river. Before I can properly swoon at the sheer commanding nature of it, I'm pulled upwards. My head breaks the surface and finally, I see him. Oh my. Now I've seen many men in my life. Strong men, handsome men, men who have paid extra for the private onsen package. But this one? He is something else entirely. White hair slicked against sharp sculpted features. Mask covering a tall, broad figure clad in heavy robes, looking every bit like an ancient spirit who's been reluctantly saddled with bodyguard duty. His breath is steady, but I can see the exhaustion in his stance. He looks like an old war banner, torn, faded, but still standing out of sheer spite. Which is still terribly attractive, by the way. And then I feel warmth. His outer kimono draped over my shoulders, his hand lingering just long enough to ensure it stays. My. It's been quite some time since I was last embraced by a handsome young man, and with such grave solemnity too. You alright? I'm fine, thank you. How fortunate that you were here. I place a hand over my chest. He watches me, unreadable behind his mask, before nodding slightly. Can you walk? More than I ever have before, actually. He slowly extends his hand. Come, I will help you cross. Well, since you're insisting. I take his hand. This man's grip is steady, warm, with a quiet kind of carefulness. And together, we walk. This is a dream, isn't it? Does it feel like one? I hum, observing him as if he were an interesting specimen. Well, I can tell he's beautifully exhausted behind that mask. I don't know. You're rather intriguing for a dream. His grip on my wrist tightens slightly. I got a reaction. Because it's not a dream. Oh? I was hoping this was the part where you swept me off my feet and declared yourself my spirit husband. He huffs, clearly regretting pulling me out of the water. You are a yoki now. The words hit me like a ladle of cold miso down the back. I thought as much, but hearing it said out loud... so this must be real then. Well, Akane, you've two choices. Fall into an existential crisis or flirt your way through it. I blink up at him, pretending to be all innocent. Oh my, how scandalous. Am I a pretty one? You are an Okami, a great wolf deity. You're not answering my question there. I notice his shoulders tense up a bit. His fingers flex like he's deciding between folding his arms or saying something. I grin. My tail swishes behind me, matching my glee. He lets out a tiny grunt and turns his head like that'll end this conversation. We should keep moving. Oh, he's fun. Alright. So it's true then. I died with unfinished business and came back all supernatural. Humans do not become yokai without cause. Let me guess. Strong emotions, right? The classic cocktail, all in one, desire, longing, and a splash of regret. They always say intense feelings linger after death, and I was practically soaked in it. You understand then? I curl my fingers into the fabric of the kimono around me, grounding myself. It's real, heavy, like the weight of everything I couldn't let go. I didn't want to die alone. That was my final thought. For a moment, only the river answers me. It was powerful enough. Well, all that yearning and I end up in a damp kimono with a masked strangers and amazingly good shoulders. So this is what becomes of women who want too much, Or simply enough to refuse fading quietly. Not a denial, nor an answer either, but close enough. I spent my entire life running a ryokan, only to die and become a yokai. Some might call that a bit on the nose. Oh well, alright then. What now? You decide that. A remarkably casual response for something that should be an important revelation. As simple as that? Yes, after all, even as a yokai, it's still your life. So, it comes with free will. Excellent. I was hoping this wouldn't be one of those ominous bound to an ancient curse situations. There was the faintest smirk tugging at the corners of his mouth. Disappointed. Devastated. I looked past him at the mist-covered bridge ahead. And where exactly were you heading before I made my graceful descent into the river? Home. Home, And where might that be? There. He lifts his chin slightly, and as if on cue, the mist moves to reveal a structure at the end of the bridge. Is that a ryokan? Yes. A ryokan in the spirit world. Indeed. And you live there? Yes. I cross my arms, sizing him up. He is as unreadable as ever, but something about his tone is humoring me. With rooms. Yes. And one of those rooms just so happened to be empty? He shifts ever so slightly, realizing he might have walked straight into whatever trap I have set. Perhaps. Oh dear. Very fortunate for me. His arms cross over his chest, and for a second I swear he's fighting back the urge to smirk. And you intend to claim it, just like that? Well, I did just die and come back as a yokai. I feel like that entitles me to at least one complimentary perk. One. For now. I tap my chin, pretending to think. Tell you what, I'll earn it. Let me help you out at your inn. Sweep a few hallways, clean the guest rooms, and look breathtaking while doing it. It'll be a fair trade. There's a beat of silence. Then, I have made a mistake. Wonderful! I'll take it. A long, slow exhale escapes him, and for a moment I think he might just walk right back into the river to escape this. Instead, without another word, he simply turns on his heel and continues walking. I follow him with a grin on my face. The ryokan looms ahead, and I can see the wooden panels softened by time and lanterns hanging limp from the eaves. It isn't in ruin, but it looks like it wouldn't mind the excuse to be. This is not quite what I pictured. Not exactly welcome weary traveler, enjoy your stay, is it? No. I give him a sidelong glance. He says nothing, but his pace is steady. This isn't how it used to be, is it? It was. A neat little deflection, but I've lived long enough to recognize it. Ah, I see. So you expect me to believe this place was always this charming? I can practically hear the unspoken sigh before it leaves him. You are not going to let this go, are you? Not a chance. Wait, is that amusement I detect? And at last we step inside. Oh. Not the good kind of oh. More like, oh dear, what have I stumbled into? When you open a drawer and find an ancient bento that could have doubled as an exorcism result. It's worse than I thought. A ryokan should be warm and inviting, but this place feels like it's waiting for someone to tell it it's over. This is a disaster. Yes. Wow, just like that? No attempt to sugarcoat it? Would you believe me if I had tried? Fair point. What happened here? I lost the power to run it. You say that like you misplaced it under a cushion. Would have been easier if I had. Oh, interesting. And how long has it been like this? Very long. That at least I believe. I should just walk away. This is not my problem, nor my responsibility. But still, I know this feeling. I've lived this feeling. I know what this is like. You're far too tired to keep this place, but you know it will die with you if you don't hold it together. His hands are unmoving, but his shoulders tremble, betraying him. Looks like I hit a nerve. Have you changed your mind then, about staying here? I blink. That wasn't what I planned to say, but looking at this place, I can't see an inn like this and walk away. Not when it still has bones strong enough to stand. No, I haven't changed my mind. I'm not gonna just help out. I'm gonna help you revitalize it. Because deep down, even after death, I'm still an Okami. Someone who believes an inn like this deserves life. Help? Yes, surely you haven't been left to your own devices for so long that you've forgotten what that means. I'm aware of the concept, but I don't need it. Sure you don't, but it doesn't mean you should turn it down. People offer help, then leave midway, or make it worse. So don't think of it as help then. Think of it as professional meddling. Persistent. And you're stubborn. He exhales slowly as though bracing himself. And what do you gain from this? A place to stay, obviously. You want to stay with me, even though we just met. He sounds more amused than betrayed. Well, yes, technically I just died, so I think I'm entitled to make a few impulsive decisions. Besides, either you're creepy or ryokan or wandering around until something with detachable jaws decides I look crunchy. And my gut says you're not the type to take advantage of a woman. I tilt my head slightly, watching for a twitch or any sign of protesting. Nothing, just calm, tired silence. Besides, you need help and I need purpose. Let's not complicate a mutually beneficial arrangement. And you assume you can do better than me at keeping this place. I know I can do better. His ears pricked up as if I'm genuinely surprised them. You claim experience then? Dear, I used to walk barefoot through corridors, balancing ledgers, calming guests, and yelling at staff, all before breakfast. I let the silence hang, watching him piece it together. You were an Okami in your past life. Ah, so you do listen. A dangerous skill, I know. Then tell me, Okami-sama, what would you do to improve it? For starters, get rid of those cobwebs before they start charging rent. There's dust on every surface. The lanterns are so dim, I thought we were holding an exorcism. I'm pretty sure I felt something evil whispering in that cupboard. I motioned towards the dust-covered reception table next. This looks alarmingly shoddy. Guests should feel welcome, not like they're auditioning for a background role in a ghost story. I glanced towards the empty seating area where the chairs look rather dusty and unkept. My ears lower instinctively. The sight tugs at the quiet ache in my chest. This place is meant to be lively. Now it just sags. Back in my Ryokan, what a time that was. The lanterns always glowed warmly, the sake never stopped flowing, and I knew the name of every guest who ever dared to flirt with me. I may have been alone behind the curtains, but the halls never were. Laughter, footsteps, whispers in the night, sometimes scandalous, sometimes not. It was a home, noisy and beautiful and alive. While this is a shrine to silence. This whole place is a tragedy. And you believe you can fix this. I know I can fix this. Ugh, arrogant. If you're as skilled as you claimed, yes, but you're welcome to test me. He studies me for a long time, and I catch the precise moment he realizes he's going to lose his argument. Fine, but don't blame me when you fail. There's the answer I was hoping for. You will work here then. Naturally. And you will follow my rules. Define follow. The man just turns on his heel, expecting me to follow. This is going to be entertaining. Well then, now that you've sort of accepted my offer, I suppose I should at least know who my boss is. Shimon. And who exactly are you, Shimon? I'm one of 4 mythical beasts. He answers with the casual indifference of someone commenting on the weather. I beg your pardon? The azure dragon, the vermilion bird, the white tiger, and the black tortoise. I am the white tiger. As in the white tiger? The very same. Slowly I let my gaze travel up and down, actually looking at him. This frail, wilting daikon radish of a man is the legendary Bayako? He watches me with quiet amusement. The man definitely knows what I'm thinking. And how, pray tell, does one of the 4 mythical beasts end up like this? That is not important. I think it's very important. You are free to think so. I inhale sharply through my nose. Fine, I'll let it go for now. Fine, let's start over. I am Akaine, former Okami of Ryokan Teskigage in the human world. I run my Ryokan for decades. I know how to handle guests, manage staff, and maintain order. Do you know? A challenge? Oh, delightful. Dear, I once managed a summer festival, 3 weddings, and a pipe burst all in one day while wearing a kimono with a busted hem. I practically breathe hospitality. I kept that place running on time, under budget, and with guests so happy they left gifts. Shimon doesn't answer before shaking his head sarcastically. Bold words for a wolf that drowned in a river. Excuse me? I'm not the one who was fished out like a wet, shivering pup. I was just testing a current. How fortunate that I arrived before your test reached its conclusion. Fine, he won this round. Welcome then to your new home. Well then, boss, shouldn't you be showing me around? Surely you have some idea of what I'm supposed to be doing. Perhaps. He moves with the grace of someone who refuses to acknowledge his own exhaustion. Naturally, I match his pace. If I wanted, I could glide ahead effortlessly. But there's something entertaining about him pretending he's not running on sheer willpower alone. Just as I'm considering how long he'll keep up the act, I catch sight of my reflection in a dusty mirror. Right, I'm still wearing his robe. It's scandalously slipping off one shoulder, draping around me in a way that could either be elegant or suggestive. depending on the lighting. My, here I am, strolling through your home in nothing but your clothes. What will the spirits say? Shimon stops mid-step and turns to me. You require proper clothing. Do I? I think this look has a certain charm. A bit daring, quite refined actually. Stay here. Such a commanding tone. He doesn't dignify me with a response, rude, and disappears down a hall, leaving me alone. I take the opportunity to glance around. What was this place like before, when it was alive? And why does he seem so reluctant to talk about it? Before I can dig too deeply into my own curiosity, Shimon returns, carrying a neatly folded kimono. The moment my fingers brush the fabric, I notice something immediately. It's well kept. There's a faint, lingering scent, soft, floral, and distinctly not his. A woman's scent. Whose kimono is this? And he doesn't seem like the type that wants to be asked a lot of questions, so we're gonna just thank him. Thank you. I accept gently, accepting the kimono with both hands. Its teasing lift in my voice fades just a touch. I could ask. I want to ask. The scent clings like memory. Someone cared for this, or was cared for, but we've only just met, haven't we? Perhaps some stories aren't meant to be touched with curious fingers right away. The fabric brushes against my skin and nostalgia washes over me. I wore a kimono like this once, long ago, on the night my heart first cracked open. He said he couldn't stay. Said the inn was too quiet in the winter. And yet he had no trouble keeping warm in someone else's arms the following spring. I remember watching his back as he walked away, snow in my sleeves, sake in my blood, and pride in my spine. I smiled, waved, bowed like a good hostess, and cried into the dishwater after midnight. Ah, youth, so dramatic, so hydrated. But it's long past now. I'll take good care of it. He doesn't answer, but the brief flicker in his gaze tells me he heard me. Change, quickly. There's still much to see. I decide not to push further. Not now. This hallway leads to the guest rooms. How many are there? More than enough, but they are unused. Don't worry, boss. I got plenty of ideas how to bring life back to this place. I will reserve judgment. He strides ahead before I can retort. There's something familiar in this. Not the walls, but the rhythm. Checking the halls, checking rooms, holding it all together. I did this for decades. I watched him just ahead, shoulders heavy in that way I remember too well. Was he always this quiet? Or did Ryokan take his voice like it tried to take mine? This is one of the guest rooms. Oh? He slides the shoji door open with smooth motion, revealing the room inside. Well, this one's not completely hopeless. What a relief. I was worried. His voice is as dry as the air in there, but I catch the subtle amused tone. Still, I wouldn't call it inviting. Feels more like the kind of room you give to a guest when you don't actually want them to stay. I swish my tail, stepping further inside. A little warmth, a little charm, and this place could be something special. I simply cannot wait. Alright, first order of business. Who's cleaning all those? That would be you. Oh dear, you really think I'd fall for that? You are the Okami now. Yes, and a proper Okami delegates. Speaking of, where are all the staffs? Surely you're not carrying this place alone. No, there were others. A soldier spirit who cooked, a broom that never stopped sweeping, a lazy river dweller that barely did anything unless bribed. When my strength faded, they withdrew. Yokai bound to a place need energy to remain. Without it, they slumber or disappear. So they've been asleep this whole time? Perhaps, or waiting. I can no longer tell the difference. He says it like it doesn't hurt, but something in his voice tells me it does. Ugh. His weight shifts. Something is off. Boss? His posture wavers, his balance falters, and before I know it, he collapses. Shimon? I move without thinking, catching him before he fully crumbles to the floor. He's lighter than I expected. Surprisingly so. For someone built like a tragic mountain god, I thought I'd need divine intervention, or at least a steady wheelbarrow. Well now, look who still has upper body strength. You overdid it, didn't you? Silence. I sigh, pressing my fingers lightly to his wrist, checking the pulse beneath his skin. Wait, do yokais even have a pulse? I'm alive. I smooth a stray lock of white hair away from his mask, brushing it carefully behind his ear. You really don't take care of yourself, huh? He looks like he might respond, but in the end, he doesn't. Lucky for you, dear. You just hired the best Okami there is. He groans softly. I take that as acceptance. Now, where is your room? Unnecessary. So he's one of those, the quiet, brooding types who wears their past like a second mask and dare you to ask what's beneath it. Let me guess, you think you can sleep anywhere, don't you? Yes. No, absolutely not. If I let you, you'll curl up in some drafty hallway and sleep away, waste away in your sleep. A proper Ryokan master must have a proper room. He exhales aggressively. The nerve. Look, you can fight me on this, or you can tell me where it is, and I'll let you sleep in peace. Your choice. Into the hall. All right, boss, up we go. Shimon's room is unsurprising. It's organized, spotless even, but it's also the most lifeless space I've ever stepped into. This is a room of a man who decided to live his life as an aesthetic exercise in suffering. I shift my grip again, still surprised I'm carrying him at all, to be honest, and lower him carefully onto the futon. The second he touches the mattress, his body fully gave in to the exhaustion. You know, most people keep something in their room, a trinket, a book, maybe, like anything that suggests they have feelings. Silence, which was expected, but still. We're gonna help him change. Simone is drenched in sweat. Without thinking, I reach for the collar of his robe, loosening the fabric slightly to help him breathe. My fingers brush the warm skin of his chest. It's searing. His skin radiates an intense amount of heat. Oh, Kami-sama, he's burning up. And yet when I touch him, I'm the one holding my breath. His hand twitches as he gestures towards the wooden chest in the corner. So he's aware. I'm very much letting this happen. Your clothes are in there? He gives the smallest nod, head tilting, observing me. I move the chest, slide it open, inside a stack of folded robes identical in design. I grab one from the top and return. All right, let's get you out of this, boss. No funny business. I'm doing this as a professional, a responsible adult. I kneel beside him, fingers brushing his shoulder as I pull the outer robe down slowly. The damp fabric clings before giving way. My palm accidentally grazes the curve of his back. Shimon inhales sharply. A tremor runs through his arm. Hold still, all right? Shimon inhales slowly now, then speaks in a low tone. You're very thorough, Okami-sama. My fingers freeze just below his collarbone. My heart does something rather scandalous. This man is trembling, but still has the gall to tease me like this. I swallow the urge to retort. There. That's better. You'll be back to grumbling at me in no time. I trace my thumb carefully along the edge of his sleeve, a light, pointless touch. I convince myself it's to adjust the fold. We both know it isn't. Sleep well, Shimon. Now that that's settled, this sad, exhausted excuse for a tiger clearly doesn't know how to take care of himself, let alone run an entire Ryokan. I mean, look at him. Gorgeous, yes. Responsible, questionable. He's lucky I'm here. Or maybe I'm the unlucky one, depending on the lighting. This is my mission now. No guests, no staff, dust thick enough to grow mushrooms in, spirits loitering like they pay rent. Not on my tatami. Alright, this place is a mess. Let's fix that. Eyes sharp, dust, cobwebs, gunk. Whatever doesn't belong, it's getting evicted. Interact with dirt, cobwebs, and evil spirits using the left mouse click until they remove from the environment. This is still a Ryokan, gosh darn it, and it's gonna start acting like one. Let's keep finding and clearing every nook and cranny. The more I clean, the lighter the air will fill. There's nothing in here. Let's go to the bridge entrance. Well, that's either caused by swamp gas or a creature lurking beneath the water. I don't want to deal with either. Just know. A pair of glowing eyes in the dark room. Fantastic. That's exactly what I want to see today. Can I fix anything? That's just wind, right? Right? Okay. Well, we're gonna have to go somewhere else. Yes, a cobweb to the face. More haunted manner than Ryokan, really. This poor plant is trying its best, so the creepy crawlies have to go. Oh, there we go. Right above the guest book? That's just rude. Nobody wants to sign in under a spider ambush. Okay. So we did get some of them. I think the windows are the only ones dazzling in this Ryokan. Thanks to suspicious yellow stains. That's better. A little light would be nice, preferably the non-ominous kind. Can we turn any of these on? You know, if you're gonna lurk inside a cupboard, at least offer to help dust. Okay. A torn scroll. Either someone left in a hurry and accidentally torn it, or a fight broke out and this is the aftermath. Yeah, we gotta like fix this up. This looks crazy. Someone's still waiting here, but for what? For who? Now I'm missing something. Of course there would be blood, because this inn didn't have enough horrific ambiance already. That looks much better. Cleaned one whole room. Okay, so do I... Oh, so there's 7 objectives for this one. That kind of woke it up. No. For this one, I'm not 100% sure. Not exactly the kind of soothing scenery I expect. Did I get everything? No, because I'm missing 2. What are the 2 that I'm missing? I wish it would give me a hint. Okay, I got the water. I don't want to think what caused it, just scrub it clean. Oh, there we go. Is there dirt anywhere else? Nature's reclaiming this place. I suppose I should reclaim it back. Oh, much better. Okay. That looks much better. I step back, surveying the work with no small amount of satisfaction. The dust, gone. The cobwebs vanquished. The evil spirits are probably migrating somewhere else. Then I hear footsteps behind me. Just as I turn just as Simone enters and... Oh no. Why? Why is he so handsome? Why does he look like that after barely a nap? His skin has color again. His shoulders look broader. His jawline is more defined, and I bet he can use it to slice mochi. His sleeping for a little bit changed his appearance so drastically. Is that even allowed? My gaze absolutely betrays me, and of course he notices. Ahem. I clear my throat so hard I might have dislodged my spine and immediately throw my hands towards the freshly clean lobby. Well, look who's up and walking. What do you think? It is acceptable. I'm sorry, did I mishear? Because it's not like you just undersold my miracle work. Everything is still standing. That is an improvement. I gasp, touch hands to chest like he just struck me with mortal wound. Everything is still standing? After all I've done, this is the level of praise I get? Would you prefer a ceremony? A festival in your honor? A small compliment wouldn't hurt. I'll see if the spirits can play instruments. Did he just joke back? Did my ears trick me? Admit it, you're impressed. You did well. Wait, say it again? No. Just one more, please. I can cherish your compliment. I will say only this. It is nice to walk through a place that does not resemble an evil spirit's final resting place. Aha! Victory. I fold my arms triumphantly well, I can't tell what expression is under the mask, but I know he approves. Perhaps it is time. Time? to reopen, start gathering power again. Then let's do it. I step forward, tilting my head, watching him closely. I'll make this Ryokan shine again, boss. Just you watch. We will see. No, we will succeed. And this time he doesn't argue. The Ryokan creaks as if exhaling for the first time in years. The dust may have settled, but the real chaos, it's only just begun. That was actually really cute. I like that. It was a decent length demo just to get the feel of what's going on. So we're going to be reviving this hotel and getting to know this white tiger god. And I think it's very interesting. I'm curious to see more. There's no release date just yet, but I will definitely keep this on my Steam wish list. You can also follow them on Blue Sky, and that will help you keep up with any like news or announcements. But let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the demo?